Hi everybody, Night Owl here, and welcome to episode 3 of Survival Minecraft. Last time, we made a mine, found some diamonds, dug up some buried treasure, found a new best friend and made him a home, and built this wheat farm, which I must say, I think looks really pretty. Now for today's episode stuff, I have a few things planned, but first, I actually did some mining off camera down in the mine. I've always wanted to say that, but here I'll show you what I found. I found a whole lot of redstone, a whole lot of iron, and a whole lot of lapis and coal. But I did leave the diamonds down below to mine, so I'm gonna mine those out. Diamonds, more diamonds, and even more diamonds. Well, one more diamond. So in total, we got 15 diamonds. That's so many diamonds. I don't know exactly what I want to do with all of them, to be honest with you. I do know that the first thing I want to do is set 2 aside and make an enchantment table, but you'll see that later. In the meantime, I want to get a cow farm up and running, so that way we can have enough leather to make an enchantment room. So I'm going to kind of pick out a spot for the cow farm. I might put it right here. I might put a different farm here later. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to find a spot I like for the cow farm. So I've actually decided to put the cow farm back here compared to the house. So that way I can make it really large, and that way it's not too loud. So that way I don't hear it all the time when I'm in the house. So now I'm going to go get some materials to build it. I'm mainly going to use spruce fences for it, just because if I use walls next to the spruce fence, the baby cows can actually slip in between them. However, the big cows can't, otherwise I would. So I'm gonna just kind of throw together this kind of organic shape for a pen really quick, and hopefully it turns out okay. Here is the overall and probably final design I got for the cow farm. I used some path block and some coarse dirt to give some texture in the floor, so that way it looks kind of like a farm, you know what I mean? And then I'll link this up probably after we get some cows in, which is the next thing I need to do, which I'm not looking forward to. I don't actually have any leads yet because I haven't run across a wandering trader. However, I can use my boat and try to boat them back from wherever they are, as long as, you know, they're not incredibly far away. So here we go. I am just on the other side of the village and I found some, but I'm gonna try to get some that are not too low down in the Y. Oh, that worked too easy. I was gonna try to get some that aren't too low down in the Y direction, so that way I can try to boat them over without having to get rid of any blocks in between. So we've gotten our first cow into the pen. However, using the boat, it did kind of feel like overkill when transporting them, when they just follow wheat so easily. So I think I'm going to try to get the next cow in here just using wheat instead of boating him into the pen. I've now gotten both cows into the pen, and it turns out using the wheat was significantly easier than boating over, which is good because now I have 2. So I'm going to breed them up and hopefully harvest their leather sometime in the middle of this episode, and we can make an enchantment room. The next thing that I want to do is make the little path that connects up to the cow farm, just so that way it looks nice and pretty. And here's that path connecting the cow farm to the existing path. I just spotted our first wandering trader over here somewhere. Let me see if I can find him. Yep, right here. Let's see what he has. Nothing great, you know? Don't need blue dye or orange dye. Pumpkin seeds is tempting, but I am not one usually to buy pumpkin seeds. I'd rather just find them. So, uh, unfortunately, he does have the lead that I want. So, nothing happened. I swear nothing happened. And nothing's about to happen again. Man, it's a real bummer that that wandering trader and llama decided to disappear like that. Um, yeah. So the next thing I want to do with the episode is build a potato and a carrot farm. I think a carrot farm in this general vicinity from like here to here, kind of mirroring the wheat farm, would look really cool. And then maybe a potato farm like over next to it somewhere, right where I am underneath this hill. So I'll probably take out the hill. I'm not sure yet, but I know that first I'm definitely going to make the carrot farm. I've prepped up the land for the carrot farm to a point where I can now start planting some of the carrots down. I'm gonna do this and then probably start on the potato farm. I don't know. I might actually start on a different mob farm, kind of how we have the cow farm, maybe a sheep or a pig farm, just because I actually have that lead now that I got somehow mysteriously. Oh yeah, I also have to go through and place wood blocks underneath these slabs. But yeah, I now have that lead, so it would be easier to make other farms. So I'm more tempted to do that. As you can see here, that's exactly what I've started. This is going to be a sheep farm. Now, some key differences between this farm and the cow farm is that this farm has more grass in the middle. That's so sheep can, regen their wool after they get sheared. Whereas, as you can see in the cow farm, there's more path blocks and more coarse dirt because they don't need the grass underneath them. So now I'm going to go get some sheep for the pen. And here are some of our first sheep. The first one was super easy to get. He was just behind my house that way, some direction. The second one, however, that one took me a minute to find. I found him over near the village, actually, on the other side, kind of in that direction. But yeah, once I got him, I breeded him up and got our baby sheep. So hopefully now we can get a good farm started. So now that we've added in our sheep farm, the next thing that I think I'm going to add is the potato farm. Once again in that same spot, but I'm gonna get started on that now. And here is the potato farm. As you can see, it's mostly empty because I only had about 5 potatoes plus 1 for the sign to put in. But because of how crops work, I'll slowly be able to fill this in, just how I did with the carrot farm. And just how I'm doing like with the cow farm. Granted, cows are not crops. But yes, that is the potato farm. So I've decided while we've been going to town making these different farms, why not also make a chicken coop? So I think I'm going to do that over here somewhere. So as I was breeding up some more cows, this little guy managed to somehow escape using the wool. So I think because he escaped, he's now going to be my new pet. I'm probably going to build a house for him in a minute, but in the meantime, I'm just going to tether him up to this pole so that way he can't escape. And hopefully nothing bad happens to him because he's a cute cow. Other than that, though, I've bred up more sheep. For a second, I thought that one was going to escape too. I bred up more sheep and I've made the chicken coop. So I'm going to go get some chickens to put inside of this. I've gotten 3 chickens into this coop now, 4 with breeding this guy, the other one's hiding in here. And something I realized is that there are so many foxes in this desert, or not in the desert, in this forest right here, that I am worried about them making their way to my chicken farm somehow and then trying to kill off my chickens. So to avoid them getting into the pen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these berry bushes and plant them just right here along the fence line. And then hopefully when they fully grow, they'll do that tick damage when you walk into them. And hopefully if a fox gets too close, when they try to jump in, they will walk into the berry bush and take some damage and then run away because they're getting damaged. Fingers crossed it works. I have no idea. For all I know, these berry bushes might attract more foxes, but it's better than nothing. So it's getting to a point where I could probably breed up, or not breed up because I've been breeding, but I could probably harvest some leather from my cows. However, I do not want this guy seeing it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take him over to the other side of the house, and then I'll probably build him a home. And then actually I'll harvest the leather and then build him a home right here next to our dog. So that way he doesn't have to see anything. So as you can see, I've harvested some leather and I have moved our pet cow into this little area where he can, like, it's like his home. It's his room that he shares with our dog. I think he'll really like it. I mean, apparently he doesn't want to touch the ground right now, but I do think that this is very, like, nice looking little pen area yard for our cow. Now that we've gotten most of our leather, we actually need a lot more paper if we're going to make an enchantment room, right? So what I think I'm going to do is turn this area right here into a sugarcane farm, so that way we can turn most of that into paper. I've now gotten our sugarcane farm prepped up to be planted, so I'm going to plant all this sugarcane. So while we wait for this sugarcane to grow, the next project I want to work on is something kind of unique. So at the time of recording this video, I got my first 3 subscribers. So I want to build a cool monument or tower or something to, you know, celebrate the fact that I got my first subscribers, and it's special to me. So I'm going to get started on this. And this is what I've come up with. It's supposed to be a little torch kind of a thing. There's a campfire hidden up top there, emitting all the smoke. And I have a little sign here that says First Subscribers Monument. And I figured while we move on to the next part of the episode, we can also listen to the music disc that we found. Kind of in like a celebration of the fact that I got my first subscribers. So here we go. So I'm thinking for the next part of the video, we actually build a horse stable. And I want to do that because there is a donkey actually over here, and it has been since we first started. And I think it'd be cool to give him a home and make him part of our little base we got going here. So I think I want to build it somewhere over in this area, maybe back here. I think back here might look cool. I don't know yet, to be honest with you. I might put it up here too. We'll find out sooner or later here. In the meantime, I'm gonna probably sleep really quick, and then we're gonna go get that donkey and lead him up to one of these fence gates over here. Here's the donkey we've been looking for. Yeah, he's been here, or I guess he might be a mule, I don't know. He's been here a long time, so I'm gonna try to lead him back to our base now. So we've brought him back now, and I think I'm gonna tie him up just here for now, while I get building on the horse stable. There's also another horse, or a few horses actually, over by the village that I'm tempted to get soon, but I kind of want to have a place for them to be while I don't have any extra leads to tie them up. So let's get some materials to build the horse stable. Here is the horse stable. I've added 3 pens, so I could have 3 different horses, or I guess 2 horses and our donkey over there. So let's put him into the pen now. I'll grab him from out front. So now that we've gotten our donkey into our stable, I'm going to work on grabbing a couple more horses to fill up these next 2 slots. Here is our next horse. I really like the butterscotchy kind of dark coffee color that he has. So I couldn't find a horse, but I did find another donkey, so I tamed him instead. So now I have 2 donkeys instead of 2 horses. All that there's left to do is to tame them all. So I'm going to go through and tame each one of these. So for the next part of the episode, I'm going to build an enchantment room like I was talking about earlier when I was in the mine. I'm probably going to put it here. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it here and then have the path loop around to it from over here. This is the general shape of the building. These bricks here are supposed to represent the bookshelves of the enchantment room. These are just like outside walls, and they're gonna have windows in them that are nice and big, so it'll look kind of big and open. How'd that cow escape? So there wasn't a cow. Turns out there was no cow. But I'm gonna continue to build this up and add in the windows, and then I think I'm gonna put like a cupcake shaped roof on top that so it comes to a point kind of like a tower except really flat. So here is the enchantment room that I built. As you can see, it looks a lot like our other building. The only difference is that this has these huge windows here that use the trapdoors to make them look even bigger than they are. And then on the inside, it makes it feel even larger. The only thing I have left to do is to put in the bookshelves, which I will do now. So it turns out that I completely underestimated how many books that I had. I only got about halfway. I think I need 7 more. Yeah, 7 more bookshelves, and then I should have a full enchantment set up in here. And then we can throw down our enchantment table that I'm yet to make because I haven't mined the obsidian yet. However, I think I'm going to stop the episode there. A playlist will be below in the description of all the previous episodes. And thank you guys for watching.